Jeff Hoffman trying to finish the job. His 1-2 pitch. There it is! The Toronto Blue Jays have punched their ticket to the championship series.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Mandy Bell. Today is Thursday, October 9th, and the first team has punched their ticket to the League Championship Series, but 3 other spots remain vacant. We'll take the next 10 minutes to catch you up on all the latest postseason action. Let's get to it. For the first time since 2016, the Blue Jays have won a postseason series and are on their way to the ALCS. Cody Bellinger waved at a strike 3 in the bottom of the 9th inning, sending the Blue Jays into an on-field celebration as clubhouse attendants put the finishing touches on the visiting clubhouse at Yankee Stadium, protecting it from the champagne showers that were about to occur. This was a 74-win team just 1 year ago. A team that was projected to maybe be 500 this year. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Definitely not a contender to win the AL pennant. This was something that needed to be celebrated. From start to finish this series, this team has been carried by its $500 million star, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., so it was only fitting that he, once again, was the spark plug for Toronto on Wednesday night.
Pokes it down the line. It's a fair ball, and on a 2-strike pitch, Guerrero serves it into the corner. 1-0 Blue Jays.
George Springer brought 1 home on a sac fly. Nathan Lucas took advantage of Jazz Chisholm booting a ball and plated 2 on a single. Miles Straw added an insurance run in the 8th. It was all a recipe that led to a 5-2 Blue Jays win over their longtime division rival Yankees to advance to the ALCS for the first time in nearly a decade. Something that this group knew it could do, as explained by George Springer.
These guys don't quit. This team never quits. Day in and day out, you fight. It's such a special group, and I'm so proud of everybody.
Now, the Yankees are going home much earlier than they anticipated. After making their way to the World Series last year, they don't even have a chance to win their first championship since 2009 this postseason.
The ending's the worst, right? Especially when you know you have a really good group and a group of guys that really came together so well. It's a team that played for one another, did a lot of really good things, and we got beat here.
Instead, the Yankees watched the Blue Jays score 34 runs and rack up 50 hits in these 4 short games. They also sat and watched their opponents celebrate on their turf, knowing their run had come to an abrupt ending. And now the Blue Jays get to sit back and wait to find out whether they'll play the Tigers or the Mariners in the next round, but we'll get to that in a minute. Before we get into all the other AL chaos, did you know the Dodgers could have clinched last night too? After the way games 1 and 2 looked against the Phillies, it seemed like it was set up for the Dodgers to sweep Philadelphia in front of a home crowd. It definitely looked like it was going to happen when the Dodgers got on the scoreboard first.
Here is Suarez, and on the first pitch, Tommy Edman is going to send one out of here. What a greeting that was.
But then a Schwarbomb changed everything. You've probably heard the term Schwarbomb before. If you were ever looking around for a proper definition of the term, look no further than this moment.
Schwarber gonna send one way out of here. How far will it fly? My goodness.
That traveled 455 feet. Schwarber has 5 homers that have gone at least 450 feet in his postseason career. The only other player to even have 2 tracked under StatCast is Freddie Freeman. Then Alec Boehm singled in another run, and Brandon Marsh brought 1 home on a sac fly to give the Phillies a 3-1 lead in the 4th. If the Dodgers didn't have anything else to celebrate, they at least had a nice moment as Clayton Kershaw trotted in the 7th inning to have his postseason moment in front of a home crowd. In case you missed it, he announced that this season will be his last. So it was special for him to get another taste of this atmosphere. But when it came to the 8th, the wheels fell off the cart for Kershaw, and that special moment was over. JT Realmuto hit a homer, and then Schwarber returned.
And now Schwarber, a high towering fly ball. That one is deep. Hernandez will watch it fly. It's another bomb.
Everyone blinked and it was suddenly 8-1. Now, the Dodgers did score once more in the ninth, but the Phillies were able to avoid elimination with an 8-2 victory, keeping their season alive at least one more day. Speaking of avoiding elimination, two other teams did exactly that last night too. We'll get to those after the break. The script was set for the Mariners to cruise into the ALCS. Up 2-1 in the series against the Tigers, the Mariners just needed one more win to advance. They entered the game 4-0 all-time in postseason games with a chance to clinch. The only team in postseason history to not have a loss in those games. And then they came out and took an immediate 3-0 lead.
Raleigh into right field. That's down for a base hit. Arozarena's getting the wave home. He's going to come around and score. Raleigh with another RBI in Detroit, and it's 3-0 Seattle.
The Tigers have struggled at Comerica Park recently. They had lost 8 straight at home, not winning since September 6th. It wasn't until Dylan Dingler singled in a run in the bottom of the 5th that the offense showed some signs of life. And then another run, and then
the 2-2, swinging a line shot, base hit into center. Tigers gonna tie it up. Jones around third. Baez big turn and hold at first. 3-3, game in the 5th.
That's when Riley Green stepped up and allowed the Tigers to never look back.
Breaking ball lifted to right. Riley Green has finally come alive. Tigers lead.
The Tigers plated 9 runs thanks to more homers by Javi Baez and Gleyber Torres. They not only won 9-3, which is the most runs they've scored in a postseason game since 1968, but they danced around elimination and forced a winner-go-home Game 5 on Friday in Seattle. And even though Tarek Skubal didn't lead his team to a winning Game 2, I think the Tigers like their chances with the reigning AL Cy Young on the rubber in Game 5.
This is what competition's all about. This is why you play the game. For Game 5s, it's competition, and I think that that's going to bring out the best in everyone involved, and that's why this game is so beautiful. We're going to be able to go experience that on Friday.
Knowing they'll be in front of their home crowd, Cal Raleigh and the Mariners are confident that they'll be able to bounce back and win the series on Friday.
Yeah, we got a lot of resiliency in this club, and I have confidence in the guys that we're going to go out and play good baseball. We know it's going to be tough, but we're up for the challenge, and that's what you have to do this time of year. You have to face good pitching, you face good teams, and there's going to be challenges and bumps in the road, and we're up for it for Friday.
This Brewers-Cubs series has had active first innings so far, and Game 3 started with a test. How well do you know the infield fly rule?
Contreras pops it up. Where is it? Nobody sees it. It might fall. It does! Taking off from first is Terang. Nobody's at second base. Everybody's safe. Late afternoon sun at Wrigley Field, and now Craig Counsell wants to know why the infield fly rule wasn't in effect.
In this scenario, because the ball was lost in the sun and no one made a move toward it, or appeared as if they could catch it with ordinary effort, no infield fly call was made. Luckily for the Cubs, it only led to one Brewers run, but still, one was enough to be uncomfortable. The Brewers were one win away from a sweep after taking the first 2 matchups against Chicago, so the Cubs needed to respond to that chaotic first inning, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's a swing and a high fly ball to deep right off the bat of Bush. Back is Frelick. That ball at the wall. Gone!
Pete Crow Armstrong delivers with a base hit to right. That'll score 2, and the Cubs have the lead.
At a run-scoring wild pitch, and the Cubs answered with a 4-run bottom of the first inning. And Bush's homer was the second leadoff homer of the series, the first player to do that multiple times in a single postseason series. Brewers first baseman Jake Bauers singled in a run in the 4th, and then did this in the 7th.
Andrew Kittredge, first pitch swinging. Jake Bauers to left and deep. Back is Happ at the track. It is gone! Jake Bauers!
But that comeback attempt ended there. Now, the Cubs still have their work cut out for them, trailing 2-1 in the series. However, they're confident that they can avoid elimination one more time to force a Game 5. Just ask Nico Horner.
Yeah, same thing as today. It was great energy. We had some big moments, and they were there behind us every step of the way. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
That's all for today's morning lineup. We have National League action coming up tonight. Game 4 between the Phillies and Dodgers will start at 6:08 p.m. Eastern Time on TBS. The Phillies have to win again to force a Game 5. And Game 4 between the Brewers and Cubs will follow at 9:08 p.m. Eastern Time, also on TBS. The Brewers are one win away from punching their ticket to the NLCS. Anthony Castrovince will be with you tomorrow to recap everything that happened and preview the upcoming ALDS Game 5 on Friday. As always, please be sure to give us a rating and a review and share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the Division Series.